today I want to take a little look at this, which is a database and Tkinter that was used on my previous version 1 of the controller. Now with the databases you've seen how easy they can be set up, but this shows what you can do with it. So the idea behind this one, and it's not perfect, I could tidy this up a bit, but this was to be used for recording test results from the aquarium. So you could put in here the date and fill these in and add a new record. And then also I had some test graphs from it. Now this is from old data from my previous version of the Raspberry Pi. And then I also, so I can close this down, and then I also had graphs that was using the file that you've seen me demonstrate yesterday, which is being run by the cron tab. Now this gives me the option to go back over a lot longer period than it does using the Node-RED version at the moment. No doubt this can be done using Node-RED, I just haven't sussed that bit out. But I do like the simplicity of using Tkinter. So if I close this one down, and then I'll close this one down, this we can exit, and it's going to ask me, are you sure? Yes, I am. Now this is the code that I wrote to work this, and there's a number of files that you have to import. Obviously I'm using matplotlib to do the graphs. Now this is using Python, where I've used classes to do the programming, and it's quite a complex program, but what I'm thinking is I will use part of this for the next controller and possibly just have one doing the graphs and maybe a different one that can be used for sort of test results. But as I say, this is over 500 lines long, and what I'm thinking of doing next is just do a quick overview of using Tkinter to show you how easy it can be to work with it. So I'm going to close this one down and I'm going to open. So here we have a simple script that is going to create a simple window. If I run this, here you can see all it is to put a label on the screen. This is the window, and this is a button that is the option to close it. Now you could use this up here, but this is just to show by clicking on this button it closes it down. Now the thing with Tkinter is it's built around a lot of widgets, and these widgets are quite simple to work with. So in the previous version I showed that was done using classes. In this simple one I'm not doing it with classes, but it still works. So the first thing we see is up here is from Tkinter import.star, and that basically imports every module from within Tkinter. And the next thing we need to do is create an instance of the Tkinter. So we start off with root. You could call this whatever you wish, but whatever you call it, it's going to be applicable to this window. So we start off with root equals tk, and then the brackets, so which is really a class, and then we need to create a title for the window. Now as you see in the example, I called it Aquarium temperature. So to create that, it's root.title, and then in the function we give it the name. Notice it's inside the quotation marks. The next thing I do is set the screen size for the GUI. So in this example I've used root.geometry, and inside the brackets, inside quotation marks, I've given it a size of 1200 pixels times 700 pixels. The +0, I'll be honest, I can't quite remember what that does in this example. So the next thing I need to do is give the label a name. So I called it my_label, and it equals a label. So a label, and inside the brackets be a widget from Tkinter. I need to tell it which window I want to put it in. So here we created the window as root. So the next thing is text equals, and inside quotation marks, Tkinter basic. Then to set the foreground colour we use FG equals red. We could use hexadecimals here if we want. And then the next comma, then we have background colour, and I've set it here to black. Then we have font equals Helvetica, and we've set a size to 32. Then the next line you see is my_label.pack, and here I've given it a value of pad y equals 50. So what this does, it tells Tkinter, right, set it up and basically put the label where we want it. Now this pad.y, that moves it down the screen by 50 pixels. You are limited to what you can do within the .pack, but here you'll see now we've got an exit button, and that equals a button, so it's a widget again, and this will have the brackets again where we put the information we want. So again, we're telling Tkinter to put it in the root window, and we want the text to equal exit. Now you'll notice here I've put spaces. You need to experiment with this for what you want to produce. Otherwise, by doing the number of spaces, it makes it grow a little bit. You can alter the size. Background colour equals red. Then we have the comma. Now the next thing that is interesting, we've got a command, and this equals root.destroy. This could be telling it to turn on a GPIO on a number of things, but in this example, the command is root.destroy. So here now, you'll see we've got exit_button.place. And in this example, you can see now I've given it an X and a Y coordinate. So I'm telling it to be on the X coordinate 60 pixels. So from the left, I want it to be 60 pixels. And from the Y, I want it to come down 355 pixels. And that now you can see how Tkinter works.